Hi everyone, it's been a while since I posted a video and today I am back with a very easy page with almost no stamping. Thank you for coming to my channel, it's Marquet here, Lemon Creation. And for this art journal I took one of the last pages in my butterfly art journal. And for this project there will be almost no stamping involved. Right now I'm using a little black dress. This is a fresco finish chalk acrylic from PaperArtsy. And yes, there is gonna be some kind of stamping, but as you can see, I am not using traditional stamps. Instead, I just decided to grab what I have at hand. And I am starting with this kind of a round pot from yogurt, actually. And then a little bit of stamping with some cups from the I think embossing powder, then from some sprays, and I just dip them in the paint and I stamp like that on the page. I love circles, so this is the page about circles. And right now I actually use the archival ink reinker. And as you can see, I am alternating between different circular shapes, different things which I can actually find beside me on my desk, and a little bit of paintbrush. And I'm gonna add a little bit also of embossing powder. But you know, acrylic paints, they dry very quickly. So I didn't manage to cover everything well with the embossing powder. Basically, I got just the big circle, which was the wettest, and I still got the texture which I was looking for. I could have maybe added a little bit of water on the remaining circles just to, you know, get the embossing powder to adhere to the page, but you know, I'll go where where the things takes me. It's just that simple. And right now I'm using the dye from PaperArtsy Studio, and I am re-inking it with VersaFine black ink, hoping that I actually get the you know, the whole image on the page. But when I was re-inking, I realized that the small lines between two circles, they are actually not very well erased, and so you know, I didn't get them onto the page. But you know, as I said, I'll go where the process takes me, and if something doesn't work and it's still, you know, it's still not bad, I can just continue, I can go on, and I'll see at the end where the whole process takes me. I add a tiny bit, I had a leftover of this dye. So as you've seen just a few seconds ago, I add this part which was embossed with the black embossing powder to one side of the circle. And right now I am adding a little bit of water, and I'm gonna be using Blackcurrant Infusion from PaperArtsy. I absolutely love these powders. They are different than Magicals. I love Magicals, but I love these ones as well. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, they have a walnut stain to them, which gives kind of a darker color. So it's a really pleasure to work with them, but you have to bear in mind that if you add a lot of powder and just a little bit of water, the powder is gonna stay very dark, and sometimes, in case of not exactly this color but some other colors, it can actually turn quite walnutty. However, this one, it's getting more darker, more black than anything else if you don't add enough water, and you can see it right now here. That's why I'm using my Mini Mister, and Mini Mister is very cool because you can actually control your spray. It's not spraying everywhere as opposed to, you know, the regular spray bottles, and you can control it better. And you can see how the paint flows with the water. I absolutely love it. It makes design which, you know, I cannot predict, and it's so nice. I use very often lately tissue, and a few years back, I didn't actually even think about using tissue, but now I'm using it when I'm drying, when I'm adding paint. It's very nice to have a piece of tissue at hand, and you can control the flow of the paint easier that way. And also in the places when there is too much paint and you are afraid of a seepage on the other page, you can just stop it by just dabbing delicately the excess of the painted water. So please don't laugh. This is my masking. I just took a piece of paper and I kind of cut a half of the circle because I knew I'm gonna need only half. And I'm using one of the mini stamp from PaperArtsy, and that's the only stamp I'm gonna use. I wanted the page to be very easy, very simple. And that's what I wanted to do, just add a tiny bit of text, and I didn't want the text to go over the circle or inside the big circle rather. So that's why I did my very simple masking. As you can see, I have to add pieces, bits and pieces here and there to keep it, proper. And I am using VersaFine Onyx black ink, and I sworn for years I stood by StazOn and archival ink, and boy was I mistaken. I actually still love these inks, but VersaFine, it's actually what it says it does. It's it's printing really nice fine stamps very well. It gives a really clear impression or stamping impression, and it works really well, no matter if it's on the watercolor paper or on the smooth paper. I added of course some stamping, and now I'm using some ribbons from Team Holtz. And as always with ribbons, I have a problem because it takes me some time to actually put them or adhere them to the page. In this case it was quite tricky because my page, it's a watercolor page, so it has the grains, so it's not easy, but I managed. I was afraid at some point that I'm not gonna manage, but it worked fine at the end. So I'm just gonna add 3 numbers just to be in this optic that an even number is always better than even one. For the sentiments, I'm gonna use my really silly words, but before I add the sentiment, I decided to add a little cluster of black thread, and so right now I'm trying to fix it to the page. I'm using a Nouveau Deluxe glue adhesive, and I didn't want to put too much. I just wanted to put a tiny bit, just have a small accent, something which is sticking out of the page, which adds a tiny bit of more interest. And I am using this glue because I know it will dry clear, so I don't have a problem with it. And adding the sentiment will finish this page. Very easy, not that many products you need to have. and it's definitely my type of page. I hope you enjoyed this video. Something to think about, you know, if you are at the loss, you don't know what to use, just use what you have at hand. Thank you so much for watching. It would give me a great pleasure if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button to be sure to be notified about my upcoming videos. I wish you all a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.